it's Allison. Welcome back to my channel and happy Halloween. This is the most that I did this year was I just put ears on this year. I didn't dress up really. I was lame. I'm gonna say I'm not proud of it. You know, I didn't dress up as a White Claw, as Michael Myers. As a giraffe.
Not the giraffe. I was trying to figure out what it was. I'm like, what is that?
I didn't dress up as anything. Yeah, I was lame. Lame as Today I went to work, wore these, and just to let you know, we're having our Halloween party on November 1st, which is probably when this will upload because I won't make it to midnight for Halloween, so it'll be today. And yeah, everyone's kind of weirded out that we're having our, if anyone doesn't know and is new to my channel, I'm a bartender. And yeah, and everyone's a little weirded out that the Halloween's on, November 1st. Why wouldn't we have it on that day? Because it's not October, not Halloween. It's pretty much Thanksgiving at that point. Yeah, we're weird, but I guess we just want people to get drunk on a Friday. That's what's really weird right now is that it's Halloween and I'm sober and I'm in my room filming a video. That's the weird part. I don't think I've ever done this. Like, I'm sober or like Halloween. I don't know, like a mix and didn't dress up or anything. But that's not what this video is about today. This video is about, it's a creepy story. Not a ghost story. Not serial killer story. It's working at a bar story. Okay, here's the deal. When you work at a bar, you're getting all types of people. And you know what? I can embrace it. Be super nice, be mean. You can not tip good, tip good, tip too good. Be a creeper, all this stuff. Be needy. You get those too, but I can accept everyone and I mostly like all of the regulars that come in. But there was one that just creeped me out in a way that I just couldn't get over, and I'm still not over. So to make this more dramatic, I'm gonna make this a story time. Okay, so I've been working at this restaurant for 10 years now, and here's the thing, you meet so many people throughout the years, and I had this one guy that used to come in. I'll name him, no, I don't even want to name him, I'll just name him because I can't even pick out a name for this guy. So he came in. I'm gonna say this guy is about, I would say high 50s, maybe 60 years old. And I have to remind everyone, I'm 30. So this guy could be my dad. He could be my young grandpa. Just younger. I mean, not old, but not young and not 30. And so he would come in and he would get some lunch. I would serve him, and this was probably like 7 years ago. We'll start when I met him. And then I was a server, so it was this weird thing where he only wanted me to serve him, where like he would always want to sit like, where's your section? And I'm just like, he was just nice. I kind of saw it as a compliment. I was like, oh, that's my section, like the whole restaurant, because I would take the whole restaurant. We don't have a lot of people during the day. It's not that busy. But so I would take the whole restaurant. So I'd be like, yeah, sit wherever. And then he would just watch me run around. See, that's the thing about during the day. During the day when you work, they don't put a lot of people on staff because at that time we weren't super busy. Throughout the years, we've gotten busier. But at that time, it wasn't that busy. So you only had me and like one other bartender / manager. So I would be like running around. So he would see me working my ass off because I'm bussing, hostessing, all of this stuff. And if you work in the restaurant business, you know that busing is a huge thing. When you don't have a busser or a hostess, that's like, that takes time. You gotta like run your ass around and everything's on you. The phone, everything. So I'm running around. He respects it. He likes it. But the thing with him is that he would watch me and watch me in a way where I have to tell you how he looked, guys. So imagine a 60-year-old man with glasses just looking at you like this. And just had this look of like he was seeing into my soul, but like looking also like he was disappointed in me too. Like if I was too busy to talk to him, he would get mad. Like I could tell by his like, I could tell he would be mad, and he would either leave without saying goodbye or whatever. And he would just be very like, I can't even really explain it. It just was this look of just, I'm going to love you forever, I guess. I'm not even being conceited because everyone knew this, like even other regulars. So then it's like years later where I moved up to bartending, and then he not sitting at a table now because I'm a bartender. Now it's going to sit at my bar. So here's the thing. At my restaurant, if you pay for a certain thing, you get a free beer. So if you pay a certain amount and you're part of this club, and then you get a free beer that day, every day for the rest of time. That's pretty cool, just to let everyone know that. And then it's like a thing. So he would come in sometimes for just his free beer, not even for lunch. And there was this one day, and this is kind of where it all changed. Imagine you get a free beer with your mug. How much would someone tip? You know, sometimes $1, $2. I would be lucky, sometimes $5, because they're getting a free beer. I mean, yeah, I'm giving you a free beer. And he puts down, this was 7 years ago when he would just watch me when I was a server. He would only want me to serve him. And then when I was bartending, and about probably like after that, it was like 7 years ago, and he just puts down a $100 bill. So he puts down a $100 bill, and first he calls me over though. You have to imagine he's sitting at the end of my bar, and remember, he's been staring at me the whole time, and everyone knows that he like stares too. Like he's not just it's just this, and I could feel him, and like I'm like bending down and doing things, and you could just feel him. Sorry, I'm just remembering it. Ugh. So then he pulls me over and he's like, with his glasses, and just, well, there's anything wrong with glasses, but the way he wore them. And then he was just like, he puts a $100 bill down and he goes, "This is just for being you." And I literally wanted to cry because I'd never gotten a $100 tip, for a free beer. A free beer. And I was just like, me? Like what was so special about me? That's like in my mind. I'm sorry, I'm so depressed. What was so special about me? And he's just like the sun never changed. I was like, and at first I was like so happy. So like, I was so excited that I hugged him. Like I was just like, "Oh my God, thank you." And I hugged him, and I probably shouldn't have hugged him. That was probably where I went wrong. I freaking hugged him, and that was the beginning of he thought we were in a relationship. Because for the rest of this time and the rest of this story will make it seem like we were in a relationship. So after I hugged him, that changed it all. So this will probably be about 4 years ago, maybe, at this point, when he gave me the $100 bill, and 4 years ago. And then all of a sudden it just started where it's Valentine's Day. He'd bring me chocolates. It was my birthday. He'd always bring me a card with money, however old I was turning. He'd always remember my birthday too. And it wasn't like he came in every day, but he would remember things. Like, it was just like certain things. He would just remember and bring me things. And it was kind of like fine at first, because a lot of regulars bring me stuff, but the thing is, it's not creepy because they're all not staring at me either. They're just my friend, and they're, you know, just like Allison the bartender, but they're not also not talking to anyone else and just watching me. That was like the difference. So then he went on with that for a while. I would try to make conversation. I would try to, you know, be like, and I remember he always used to bring up that I hugged him. It kind of was like this weird thing, like on certain things. Like if, let's say if he brought me in candy and it's just like,
are you gonna give me a hug?
okay. Like, what? Who like asks for a hug? And I'm awkward at hugs anyways. You like could give me one? Like I felt like it was like a little kid. And so then that went on, and I would give him a hug if he needed it or asked for it. And then all of a sudden, it was about maybe like, we'll say 3 years ago. He goes, so I
have a house, a cabin up in the mountains. Do you want to come stay with me for the weekend?
And I'm a nice person. And also, I'm sorry, but if you work in the restaurant business, these people are also giving you money. Like, I'm sorry, but there are times that I maybe don't like someone as much as I would lead on because they're literally giving you money. Because there's some people that are not nice to you. They aren't nice. Everyone knows this if you worked in the restaurant. They are not nice to you, and you have to smile. And when they're insulting you by saying that either it's like you were slow or the food slow or something, the TV, like people yell at you. And I love my people that come in, but there are just certain people that, no, I don't. So I probably was like nice to him. And then at that point, I'm like I literally had no idea what to say. I'm like, did this guy just invite me to a cabin? You have to imagine we're 30 years difference, and it's not like, and he's never asked me also if I'm in a relationship or anything. Never asked me anything about myself. He just stares, and then we'll make a random conversation and be like, kind of like, I don't even know, like sarcastic, kind of like,
oh, you didn't talk to me the last time I was here. I thought you were mad at me.
what? No, I'm just freaking busy. So if I didn't talk to him, he'd get mad. So I'm like, am I in a relationship? God. And so then he invited me to the cabin, and I had to make up something. I'm like, well, I work all weekend. Like, you know this, I work. And he's just like,
you can come back the next morning.
And I'm like, oh my God, like what? Mom. And so I'm like, no, like, you know, I got work, like and then, so that kind of like, after me saying no, and I remember my friend, she literally, who worked there, and she would see all of this because sometimes she would have to serve him if I was like gone or something, and he couldn't just like walk back out. And she was just like, he's so creepy. Like he literally, and then if I was there and she saw it, she was like, he literally watches you. Like doesn't take his eyes off of you, only wants you to serve him. And then she's like, if you go missing, like this guy murdered you. And if you are watching this,
please don't. I like food too much.
Thank you. And watching Netflix. But yeah, so it's just kind of like, after that, it kind of was just weird, like all the time, you know, because once I turned him down on the, like, I know I don't want to go to your cabin alone and maybe get killed or kidnapped forever. And so then after that, he tells me something that just made me happy. And this sounds really bad, but he's like,
I'm moving.
And I'm like, what? I literally like had to not smile, and I'm just like, because at the end of the day, it makes you uncomfortable. Like, I mean, you can only smile and do customer service for so long. You can only like do that. I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be where like you have to be nice to get tips and like feel uncomfortable. So, and I mean, and it's not like he's doing anything crazy. Like it's just making me uncomfortable because he's so, sorry, older and like just creepy about it. If he was like anyone else that was just like normal, like my friends, like some of my regulars are freaking awesome. And I go to dinners with them. I'll be like, like hanging out, and we're all cool. I could bring him over for my family dinners, like all that stuff. And so then I was like, oh, okay. Didn't want to know much. Didn't even want to know where he was moving. So at the end of the day, oh, and he also, the free mug that I was talking about, where you get a free mug for life, he wanted to give that to me. Like the mug that he paid for, you pay $750 for this mug once, and then you get a free beer for the rest of the time. He wanted to give me this. A $750 mug he wanted to give. A mug isn't a beer, like a beer mug. Yeah. He wanted to give me his mug. They wouldn't let him, luckily, so then I wouldn't have to feel like I had to talk to him. So then he moved. So then the last day he comes in, gets his mug, and he's just like, here, I'm gonna get my glasses because this is the only way. They're dirty, but it's the only way I can like show you really. So he has glasses, and this is what he looks like. It's his last day there, and he's just like, that was him crying. A 60-year-old man crying because he's moving and he's not going to get to see me anymore. And this lady next to him is just like this. And so I give him a hug again, and then he goes on and like lives his life. I'm literally, right when he went out of that door, I felt like a rush, like something. I was like free, because you have to imagine this was probably a good like 6 or 7 years of just that I had to be like, no, I don't want to go to the cabin. So this lady, like, then he leaves, and then she's like, is that guy crying? And I'm like, yeah, that's him. And all I kept thinking about was everything that he did for me, you know, tipped me $100. You know, he might just have been a nice guy. Maybe I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but no, I don't want to go to the cabin. No. So then it's been 2.5 years. Sometimes I think about him too. There's been times where I'm like, oh my God, what if he comes back? And other regulars talked about it too. They're like, oh my God, do you remember how creepy that guy was? Like everyone knew that he was just super creepy with me. And just, I literally used to say like, guys, I'm in a relationship with him, you know? He'd kill you. Because he'd cray. So then, minding my own business, I have really bad eyesight too. I do wear glasses, so I can't see from afar. So when people are walking in, I can't see them. And all of a sudden, I see someone walking towards me. And I can't see who it is. So I kind of just like go on. Sometimes when I can't see who it is and we get the same people every day, I feel bad that I don't know who's walking up to me. So I'll turn around until they get closer, and then I'll look at him. And he goes, and all of a sudden I'm looking in the fridge and stuff, doing stuff. And he goes,
hi.
And I turn around and it's him. 2.5 years later. He came all the way back. I'm not sure why he came back. Don't know why. Don't know if he has family. Don't even know anything about him, really. We don't know anything about each other. That was like the thing. We did not know anything about each other. And he would do these things. And then, so I kind of panic. Of course, I go to I'm going to give you a hug, because why wouldn't I? And then you also have to know when he left. He also gave me his phone number that I threw away immediately. So he gave me his phone number. He leaves. And then 2 years later, 2.5 years later, comes back. I'm like, oh my God, how are you? Like, so good to see you. Again, putting on my fake face. So fake. And then he goes, so, I was like, so how is it? He was like,
Well, I mean, I gave you my number and you never heard from you again.
just making me feel like shit, you know? Not taking the relationship we had seriously, throwing that away, tossing him away. And then I'm just like, sorry. And then he was like, so then he sits down. And he was like, what do
What do I have to do to take you out to dinner?
And I'm just like, oh no, I thought I was done with this. It was like no time had passed. No time had passed in the 2.5 years that he'd been gone. It was like I was morphed back into, oh, that's how I felt. And so I'm like, oh my God, what do I say? I should have just said, like, I don't think my boyfriend, instead, I never have a boyfriend, so I never think to do that lie. So I'm just like, I'm so sorry, but like, I already have plans. And I actually really did. And then he just like was disappointed. He did his normal where he gets quiet. And then luckily I got busy. And the thing with him is he doesn't like when I get busy because I can't talk to him. And then he'll leave. So imagine this guy hasn't seen me in 2.5 years and wants to take me to dinner. But then when I get busy, doesn't wait for me to come back to the bar to say goodbye. Like, that's how he was. If I didn't pay attention to him, he would leave like that. So I haven't seen him in 2.5 years. He comes in, asks me to dinner. I say no. He leaves without saying goodbye and leaves me a $1 tip. $1 tip after 2.5 years. But I don't know. I don't even know if this is even a good story. I just thought it was creepy as heck, and it's Halloween. And I just know that forever, I will feel those eyes in the back, burning through my head and my back, just
Watching me and hearing that voice and wanting to take me to the cabin.
I mean, could have been a cool vacay, but he would have killed me. So yeah, I don't know. That's a little bartender story. I don't know if you guys even enjoyed that story, but if you guys want more story times of like stories about bartending and stuff that happens at bars, stuff that we see, you know, let me know in the comments. And if it wasn't a good story, don't tell me because I'm self-conscious and I don't want to know. So anyways, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that right now. Click that little notification button, and happy Halloween. I mean, I went all out for you guys, so like this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.